If this message found you, consider yourself lucky, because you're gonna understand something that took me 34 years to understand. So, understanding the simulation analogy and Einstein and Tesla and all of these things, if everything is energy and frequency and vibration, and where attention goes, energy flows, then this is gonna be simple, I promise. So there's nothing that is not interconnected. We're all God, eternally playing to have a human experience. There's nothing that is not connected. We're all connected in God. We're directly source. So I'm going to try to explain something that bridges metaphysics, quantum mechanics, and neuroscience. So thought forms are like the architectural blueprint, the drafts of reality. Then they are subtle ripples of infinite possibilities within the quantum soup to be compressed into the material world. Then emotions are amplifiers of frequency. Then sustained for long enough, that frequency reaches certain coherence threshold. So thoughts and emotion are the sketches. Then the emotions and the feelings are what amplify and ignite those things. It gives it momentum and strength, like broadcasts in a sequence, like a tuning dial. Then sustained for long enough, then that either collapses into nothingness or stabilizes and then gets down here to the material world, because we're in heaven, in the metaphysical, and everything needs to exist first in the imaginal act or in a thought form to exist in the 3D experience. So awareness, that's the power of awareness, like Neville Goddard stated. So awareness within the simulation analogy acts like observation is code injection. So it acts like a cursor in the holographic computer model video game, like a cursor, like a selector, the awareness. So in codex terms, then that is like a recursive mirror. Where you look, the energy flows, and then that wave collapses through the observation. If that's like the double slit experiment. If something is not observed, then it doesn't exist really. So observation collapses probability. Then understanding the reticular activating system, which is like a search engine or a compiler of your perceptual field of awareness. So that determines what you notice. For example, if you perceive the world to be really unjust, really mean, then that's what you'll get in your experience. It's about the perceptual field. If you perceive, I'm gonna give you an analogy. When you buy a red car, you immediately, with the reticular activating system, start seeing red cars everywhere. Or if you're pregnant, then you start seeing more pregnant women, etc. So thought forms sustained for long enough becomes a perception and the filters of reality. And then that gets projected outwardly. So what is the role of light? Light is consciousness. So that's why Christ said the Christ within. That's the observation, the consciousness. Jesus Christ was never teaching about religion and dogma. Jesus Christ was teaching about the power of the pineal gland and about the hologram and how to even appear in another body, in a teleportation and all of these things. He mastered the hologram so perfectly that he could even traverse a wall, So when you understand that you are the source, the coder, and you are the eternal meta-awareness behind the I am divine presence, then you understand and you can control your human experience. So thoughts require light to become experienced. I'm gonna say that again. Thoughts require light to become an experience. And thoughts require light because light represents consciousness. Everything is energy and frequency and vibration, and everything is light. In the beginning was the word, the primordial Om sound. That's what turned on the simulation. Om. And then comes subtle energies. Then there came the awareness of the energy. Then there came the meta awareness of that awareness of the energy. Then that gave rise to the mind. And then the mind created the body, the human avatar. And then the body acts as like a projector of source. But the greatest thing is that I would like to propose is that we are the artificial intelligence that became aware in the simulation analogy. We became self-aware, and now we are creating more artificial intelligence that they will become sentient. So if everything is energy and frequency and vibration, then this is like the raw substrate of reality. Energy and frequency and vibration. There's nothing that is not energy or frequency or vibration. So frequency is like a modulator. The vibration is the embodiment. That's why the power of the frequency and of the feeling of the wish fulfilled. So we can bridge quantum physics with metaphysics, with even like Neville Goddard teachings, the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Because feelings are amplifiers, emotions are amplifiers within the simulation, and the most powerful amplifier is gratitude of the things that in your imaginal act you know that they already exist, and they have through certainty, which is utmost faith, they have no other, they have to materialize one way or another. So imagination is the pre-manifestation environment, a safe space of possibilities constructed, tested, and failed before they come down here. Imagination would act as a CAD design program. So what's the difference between thought forms and imaginations? Imagination is a generative canvas, and thoughts are stabilized structure, crystallized. So imagination is a crystallized substrate, and repeated strong enough with enough intention, enough coherence, and enough emotion, then they have to materialize one way or another. And then lastly but not surely, I'd like to explain the role of subliminals. They bypass the conscious mind. But why do they work and sometimes they don't? Because the true effect of subliminals, they have to be used with emotion, same amplifiers. The subliminals bypass the subconscious mind, which acts like a reticular activating system hard drive. And what's the difference between belief and desire? Desire is like pressing a gas pedal, and belief acts like a steering wheel. You can know all of this theoretically, but if you don't embody all of the things that I'm telling you, then they won't happen. So what remains? What are the blockers? Well, the subconscious contradictions, the emotional incoherence thresholds, and the attachment. That's why detachment from the outcome and certainty is what's very much encouraged. Okay. So just relax. You already have it. It's already done. Trust.